And here we go. The round of 32 is ready to begin. And wouldn't you know, Canada is the first team in the first matchup. We get South Africa. This is humongous and all that. So, anyhow, hey there, Heather Ho. There's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to a brand new stream. And we're going to be watching Canada versus South Africa. And hopefully, Canada wins and all that. Of course, got the Canada shirt all nice and pressed as usual. So we're going to be having some fun and all that. I know that the background's going to look a little awkward because, I don't have the basement light on because it's sunny and like 28 Celsius outside. But anyhow, I'll probably just put it on like shortly. But anyway, I really hate to put the light on now. But I think it kind of ruins things. But I'll be right back. Takes 21 steps if you do it right, and you have long reach. Yeah, I know it's kind of dumb and all that, but I needed to put the light on, so it makes it a little better, and all that. Of course, the rules are simple for watching it. For me, for Canada, South Africa, is that I have to have it on in such a low level that I can't get in trouble with FIFA for the game footage and all that, but it's kind of amazing and all that. Yeah, keep it low enough. So that's what I'm doing and all that. Well, it's at 10%, the volume. Los Angeles Stadium, of course, you're not allowed corporate sponsorship of World Cup Stadium, so it's called LA Stadium, not SoFi Stadium. Canada taking on South Africa. Just watching the TSN feed and all that. Lots of Canada fans in there. If South Korea had won second place in Group B, then it would be basically Korea fans all over the place in Los Angeles. But of course, if they were red and Canada was red, like, how do you know which team's fans are there or what? I see a large swath of empty seats on one way, but anyhow, I think there's going to be a good group of South African fans and all that. So hopefully they make it. First time for Canada making it to the group knockout stages. First time that South Africa has made the knockout stages. So this is huge and all that. I mean, South Africa, they've had some sporting glory with the Rugby World Cup in 1995. Remember, serves me right, they hosted it, and it broke apartheid, if you will. So that was a great moment for South Africa. Canada, one of course, sporting moments. You got hockey, the Olympics, except for 2026, which was a massive disaster. 2 finals, our men's and women's got to the finals, but then freaking America broke our hearts twice. So it's just unbelievable and all that. But yeah. You got Canada, you got South Africa going toe to toe. The first round of 32 game of the year and all that. So it's just amazing and all that. So 1 round of 32 game today, and then 3 for 5 straight days. So then that means Saturday will be the first round of 32, round of 16 game, and I think Canada is due to play in the round of 16 on the Saturday if they do beat South Africa. Of course, nothing is given. There's a given, especially with Cabo Verde, aka Cape Verde, and DR Congo, among others, making it to the World Cup. And one of the biggest stats is 9 out of the 32 teams are from Africa, not Europe, Africa. Africa has been known for not being the best of World Cup sides and all that. I mean, Morocco became the first African semifinalist in history last time in 2022, and they're in against Holland. I think for my money, Morocco-Holland is going to be the biggest 50-50 matchup because they're both good teams and all that. Although I got to say Ivory Coast, Norway also is going to be probably 50-50. Of course, they're gathering around the big circles and the flags and all that. So the anthems will be playing. I, of course, will be singing "O Canada" off key as I always do. So yeah. So it looks like South Africa might be wearing yellow tops with the green shorts. Okay, it's anthems time. Stand. Ugh. Some people don't like that mouth. I don't blame you. All right, now our turn. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, through patriot love, in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Let's go. Let's finish this off. Let's prove that we didn't get in by luck. Let's go. Let's go. Canada, South Africa. I am so pumped up for this. This is Canadian soccer's biggest game in history. Obviously, I mean it's a World Cup knockout game and all that. Of course, we've had some great Canadian soccer moments. 1985, beating Honduras on home turf in St. John's, Newfoundland, to go to the '86 World Cup. Even though that we scored no goals against France, the Soviets, and Hungary, and then 2022 qualifying for the World Cup on top of the CONCACAF or North American qualifying table. And then us having to deal with Belgium, Croatia, and Morocco in the group. And of course, us qualifying as co-host and then dealing with Switzerland, Bosnia Herzegovina, and Qatar. Like I said we're going to beat Qatar, we're going to probably lose to Switzerland, and we'll tie Bosnia. And I was right on the nose. Those 4 points were needed and all that. Even if Canada took third place, they would have qualified with 4 points. So, yeah, a lot of things happening. South Africa qualifying as second place in Group A, the Mexico group, with their shocking 1-0 win over Korea on the final match day that gave Mexico the trip to the round of 32 for the knockout game for the first time, and us, of course, getting a World Cup knockout game for the first time ever. The officials are from Portugal. Oh boy, Guaro Pinheiro, Bruno Jesus, Luciano Mario. So, oh, hold on. Did I get it or did I? Oh, I gotta take a picture for Bill because the match officials for Canada's match. So yeah, I gotta give Bill the thing, all that. South Africa 4-2-3-1. So Rowan Williams, the captain, is the goalie. For the back, Modiba, Mbakosi, Okan, and Moldo. And then two accompanying Mokena and Sithole. What a name. Apollos, Mofokeng, and Masiko are doing that compliment. Evidence Gopa. They've lost number 11, Swain, on a red card, so that means he's ineligible to play. Canada, we're 4-4-2. Crepo and the Nats, Laria, Cornelius, Bombito, and Alistair Johnson at the back. Liam Miller, Stephen Eusebio, the captain, Nathan Saliba, and Tejan Buchanan in the middle. Olaslai and Jonathan David are up front. I guess we're wearing red. Kone is our only out person, but unfortunately that is because he is hurt with that leg snap against Qatar, which is like terrible. So, yeah. So yeah, they said that Canada. This is the first Canada with this game. It's Canada becomes the first World Cup host nation or co-host nation to actually play a game on the road. Because obviously, if Canada had tied Switzerland or beaten Switzerland, Canada would have stayed home and faced Algeria. Honestly, I think Canada lucked out because Algeria is a pretty good team, I must say. So I think Canada got lucky. And of course, Algeria, Austria, Qatar, speak it, was one of the best epic matches in history. I mean, the last stage game actually was the most intense because if Austria had not scored the tying goal in stoppage time, then Algeria would have won, and Iran would have been playing Switzerland, and then Canada, Iran, that would have been disastrous. Oh, Canada's in black. Why did they have him in black, and then the introductions they have him wearing red? Oh, okay, whatever. I wish Canada had wear red. It would make much more sense to wear red. I mean, South Africa can't wear red. I think it's some kind of tactic. Of course, if Canada does win this game, they will take on either Morocco or Holland. It's guaranteed. And if I look at this book, I know a lot of people shit on this book, Complete History World Cup. I actually haven't read the book yet. I, had it open to write down all the scores and all that for the stuff. Yeah, Holland and Morocco will play tomorrow night at 9:00 Eastern time in Guadalajara. I will be able to watch the game fully. Tomorrow, Brazil plays Japan in Houston. I will be practically missing that game because of work. Germany, Paraguay, I'll be home in time for that at 4:30. And then at 9:00 is Holland, Morocco. Tuesday, Ivory Coast, Norway. I'm going to miss that game completely because, I'm at work. And then at 5 is France and Sweden. That's probably 50-50, like Ivory Coast, Norway. All that. Holland, Morocco's 50-50. Germany should be able to be Paraguay. Brazil should be able to be Japan. And then Tuesday, Miller got whacked. They're playing advantage. Psycho. Can't pass back because they saw that coming. You got the ball. So that's clean. Yep, South Africa's trying to force Canada into some play and all that. That's kind of incredible. South Africa in yellow, Canada in black. So that's what happened. Ups off of us. So it's a goal kick. So Tuesday, well, of course, Tuesday night, Mexico hosts Ecuador in Mexico City. So Mexico should be able to win. Wednesday, Canada Day, national holiday for me, so I can watch all three games. 12 o'clock, England versus DR Congo in Atlanta. 4 o'clock is Belgium, Senegal in Seattle. I think Belgium better win this game, or else they're going to be known as the biggest overachievers in World Cup history still. And at 8 o'clock, the Americanos in San Francisco will be playing Bosnia and Herzegovina, who earned their way in. I mean, a lot of people said they were lucky to beat Italy and screw Italia over, but I think for sure that Canada would have. They're trying some kind of play here. And then, that's 8 o'clock. And then on Thursday at 3 o'clock, I will be home. Well, it's Spain and Austria. I'm trying to think. Should I go to the bar on Thursday or not? Well, the game's at 3 o'clock. I might as well. I mean, yeah, I might as well. And then Thursday at 7 o'clock is the big game in Toronto. Toronto hosts the round 32 game. And wouldn't you know it? It's Portugal versus Croatia. I mean, Toronto's going to go nuts. You got the Portuguese fans, you got the Croatian fans. That's going to be crazy. And then at 11 Eastern time is Switzerland, Algeria. To me, I think that Canada losing to Switzerland was actually a good thing in a sense, because I would have had to be obliged to the 11 p.m. stream of Canada versus Algeria or whoever. And knowing I have to start work at 8 in the morning, like that would have been critical. And then, of course, Friday, 2 o'clock, Australia takes on Egypt. That's a 50-50 game. I'll be able to watch the last part of it, in essence. And then Argentina against Cape Verde is basically David versus Goliath. David being Cape Verde and Argentina being Goliath. That is 6 p.m. in Miami. And Colombia, Ghana at 9:30 in Kansas City. That might actually be a 50-50 game, I must admit. Yeah, if Canada wins, they will play in Houston on the 4th of July at 1 o'clock, which is kind of ironic because, the Americans, their round of 32, their knockout game, their round of 32 game is on Wednesday on Canada Day. And then if Canada wins over South Africa, their knockout game, the next knockout game is Saturday, 4th of July, the American Independence holiday, and Canada will be playing on that. How ironic. Let's see. England is in match 80, right? Yep. So England, if they win, go to Azteca on Sunday the 5th at 8 o'clock. And they will play either Mexico or Ecuador. So England might have to play Mexico or Ecuador. I mean, Ecuador did be. No. Well, I spilt it. Okay, that's all right. Nice save. Okay. Oh, he played the ball. He played the ball, so that's clean. That's clean. Okay. So, yeah, so Canada wins, they play Houston next Saturday. If England wins, they play on Sunday. And Mexico City. So, yeah, I'll only be able to watch, the knockout games, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Colombia, Ghana. Well, I'll be able to watch all the round of 32 games in essence, well, except for Switzerland, Algeria, because that game's at 11 Eastern time. I know Colombia, Ghana's at 9:30 Eastern time, which is like late Friday, but that's okay. Obviously I don't have to do anything Saturday. Yeah, okay, so 1, 5, 4, 8, 3, 8, 7. 12, 4. Yeah. So, and then every other game from round 16 downwards, I'll be able to watch without having to worry about work. So, yeah, if the Americans win, their match 81. So, America wins. They'll play in Seattle on Monday at 8 Eastern time. And they played match winner 82. That is Belgium and Senegal. So, it could be US Belgium. I mean, that could be big. Like Canada playing Holland or Morocco. Honestly, Holland Morocco, I think is going to be the biggest heavyweight battle because Morocco, you can't leave Morocco open. That, and then for Deutschland, they're so Canada. I gotta write that down. Canada, England, United States, Germany. Wait, Germany would be number 74. So Germany would play next Saturday at 5 o'clock in Philly against 77 against the winner of France or Sweden. Oh man, it could be Germany, France in the round of 16. That'd be critical. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Germany and France. All that. Yeah, Portugal, Croatia is also 50-50. I'll be up front. And Mexico could play. Yeah, Mexico could play England in the round of 16. 76 and 78. So it could potentially be Brazil versus. Well, Brazil, I think, will have a decent round of 16 matchup. It's either Ivory Coast or Norway. 83, 84. So that is Spain, and Portugal. Yeah, Spain and Portugal could bump into each other. They're neighbors and they're co-hosts of the 2030 World Cup. Oh, heck. That's good. This corner. Good corner. 86, 88. The winner. It could. Argentina, I think, will have a good run. If they win their game, I think they'll have a good time. And 85, 87. And then it would be Colombia or Ghana. If Canada had won the group, they would play Algeria, and then the winner would face Colombia or Ghana. It's not a guarantee for how good Canada could be. All right, Canada's got the corner. Eustachio, the captain. Here we go. Corner kick. Why didn't any Canadians touch the ball? Kind of held them. Yeah, we know. First 10 minutes, a few chances. Boo! Infantile in the stands. General Infantile is in the stands. I hate that so much. Infantile. General Infantile. I call him Jen. You know the FIFA president. I call him General Infantile. Oof. Oh. I thought we got a foul there. And they fouled us. Uh-oh. Why didn't Laria just touch the ball? Like Club Ultra, yay! Yeah, I bet I got a 6-pack for $17 of these. It's still, yeah, it's the beer that I drank when I was at the bar close to my work. I mean, I'm 40 years old. It's not like it's not like I'm going to drink a lot. I'm just going to drink that one can and all that. Had a couple of pints. At the things. Yeah, I've been on sidetrack, I guess. So anyway. So you had Canada and South Africa. I mean, nobody expected this matchup being the first matchup in the round of 32, especially with Canada, because of the fact that Canada was due to win the group and then host the game in Vancouver on Thursday. I bumped him. He bumped him. So yeah, so there's a massive picture um, that I posted on Facebook for me. So yeah, and the picture, the infographic from DraftKings was every time the last team made the knockout round and all that. Russell. So yeah, and they showed a lot of teams made the knockout round in 2022 as much as 2026, with 14 of the 32 countries made the knockout stages last time. Uh-oh. Okay. So yeah, and then four countries: Belgium, Sweden, Colombia, Mexico missed out on the 2022 knockout round. Are back. Oh, Miller, 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 do something. Corner. Okay, corner. 2014 was the last time Germany and Algeria made the knockout round. I can't believe Germany had missed back-to-back knockout rounds. It just doesn't sound right. Ghana and Paraguay the last time they made the knockout round in 2010. Ecuador 2006. I remember that. I think they faced Germany in the knockout rounds, if I remember right. Norway 1998. I forgot they made the knockout round in 1998. Austria hadn't been to a knockout round since 1954, which is amazing. That's 72 years, and that was the famous 7-5 loss to Switzerland in the quarterfinals. And then Egypt hadn't been to the knockout round since 1934, but that was kind of an asterisk because Egypt in 1934 and 1938, FIFA made the World Cup Final 16 a knockout phase. And then, of course, you got yourself six countries: Canada, Cote d'Ivoire, Bosnia, Herzegovina, DR Congo, South Africa, and Cape Verde never making the knockout round. Yeah, I actually thought Cote d'Ivoire made the knockout round at least once in their history, but no, I didn't know that. South Africa kind of was like, I don't think they ever been to the knockout round. Cabo Verde, this was their debut tournament. Oh, shoot! Uh, nuts. Nuts. I thought Canada had a shot at it, but nope. Yeah, if you're just peeking in and then you see that little notice about sending messages and all that, you can watch the stream. You can watch the stream. You don't have to comment if you don't want to. That's fine with me. Well, we got a corner. I thought it was off our guy. But anyway, yeah, Eustachio, our captain, is got the corner. 15 minutes into the game, no score. South Africa and Canada. Here we go. Oh, looked like a foul by South Africa, too. Uh, I think he fell on his own accord. Well, Jonathan David was trying to score, but he went wide right. Buffalo Bills. Ha 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 ha. So anyway, yeah, the Buffalo Bills aside, yeah. So South Africa is hoping to beat Canada. That would be big. I mean, when you look at the fact that 9 African teams out of 32 made the World Cup, of the 32 knockout teams, yeah, 9 of the 32 are from Africa. 8 out of 32 is 25%, so they just nipped above 25%. And Africa sent 10 teams to the World Cup, and 9 of them got in. The only mishap was Tunisia, of all people. And everyone was making the note that Tunisia had been to 7 World Cups and had never gone past the group stage, never been to a knockout game. Well, Scotland's been to 9 World Cups now without a knockout game. So basically, Tunisia at least doesn't have that record. And Scotland, is out of the World Cup yet again. I mean, Scotland qualifies for these tournaments, but never can get to like knockout games, like elimination games, if you will. 9 World Cups and 4 Euros for Scotland, and they have never made a knockout game. That's 13 tournaments without getting to a knockout stage, which is shocking. Well, they're in Euro in 2028 because Euro is hosted by the 4 main countries. Like, is it 3 countries or 4? I think it's 3, isn't it? It'll be hosted by England, Scotland, Wales, and the Republic of Ireland, not Northern Ireland. Okay. So kind of the home nations, if you will. So Russia had wanted to be part of Euro 28, and also Turkey and Northern Ireland. Of course, Russia submitted its bid because of the ongoing ban and all that. And Turkey withdrew the 2028 submission in 2023 to fight for 2032. So anyway, yeah, by 2024, Northern Ireland was also going to host. So it's the four home nations: England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Republic of Ireland were going to host matches. Not anymore because it's not the Northern Ireland; it's Republic of Ireland who will get some matches. So yeah. Oh, technically, yeah. Per UEFA's bid regulations, the automatic qualification host can only be guaranteed up to 2 host associations. So yeah, all 4 host teams will enter qualifying, and 2 automatic spots to the top 2 hosts that made it get in. And there'll be 12 groups of 4 or 5 teams, and the winner of each group will qualify for the European Championship, including 8 runners-up. And then the 4 remaining runners-up will advance, and teams from the Nations League will advance to the playoffs. So yeah. So let's all say. So England would be host Wembley Stadium, Tottenham Stadium, Manchester City Stadium, Everton Stadium. Will be hosting St James Park in Newcastle, Villa Park in Birmingham, Glasgow's Park, Cardiff, and Dublin. So yeah, Euro is going to be a big mess, if you will. And we're kicking to them. So free kick our way. Of course, with me looking at my laptop for all that stuff, I obviously am not looking at the TV. Yeah. Header! Oh, man, if Cornelius had gotten his head to the ball, that might have went in. Oh, no, did it touch him? Yeah, he didn't get enough on it. That would have been amazing if he had scored. He's been close like 3 or 4 times, especially against Switzerland. Uh-oh. Shot, nice block. This is intense, very intense. No score, 22 minutes into the game. South Africa, Canada. So, hydration break. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. I'm taking my hydration break. Yeah. So, yeah. So, we're at the break. We're going to talk about the 2026 World Cup. I will actually be doing a video about the 2026 World Cup in a sense. But, yeah. So, the group stages, 12 groups of four, top two moved on, and then the eight best third place teams moved on. Mexico won Group A with a perfect 3-0 mark and didn't give up any goals. South Africa squeaked past Korea with a W on the final day to get second place. Korea, 3 points was not enough as a third place team, and Czechia scored only 1 point. Excuse me. Group B, Switzerland won with 2 wins and a tie. Canada beat Bosnia for second with, even though both teams were 1-1 and 1, Canada had the goal differential because they tied Bosnia. Bosnia with 4 points got in because of the third place with 4 points, which was big for them. Of course, their big beef a lot of people had was Bosnia should not have been in the tournament, should have been Italy, but they proved they belonged in that tournament. And Qatar finished with 1 point. Group C, Brazil and Morocco both had 2 wins and a tie, but goal differential decided it. Brazil won first place. Morocco took second. Scotland, 1 win, 2 losses. They just couldn't do anything. They only scored 1 goal in 3 games against Brazil, Morocco, and Haiti. They scored against Haiti, fine, but they couldn't score 1 goal against Brazil or Morocco. That ruined them. And losing 3-0 to Scotland, Brazil, kind of ruined them. Haiti went home, no points, but they did score a pair of goals. They actually scored more goals than Scotland did, which is shocking because Haiti was actually up 2-1 on the time. So yeah, Group D, Americanos won that with 2 wins and a loss. Well, their loss was to Turkey, but that was basically with everything decided. Australia and Paraguay both were 1-1 and 1. They tied themselves. Goal differential, Australia beat Paraguay on goal differential to take second, but Paraguay 4 points got in third place anyway. They're safe. And Turkey 1 and 2. Nice job. They got, I think that was the only group that had everyone win at least one because Czechia couldn't win. Qatar didn't win in Group B. Haiti didn't win anything in Group C. Yeah, Group D, everyone won. Group E, Germany and Ivory Coast both had 6 points. Germany beat Ivory Coast head to head, which was the first tiebreak. But it wouldn't matter. Goal differential would have mattered anyhow. Germany beat Ivory Coast anyhow on that mark. And then Ecuador ended up with a win, a loss, and a tie, the line, which is a wardrobe thing, beating Germany on the final day to get in somehow. Carousel got 1 tie against Ecuador, which was big. Group F, Tunisia went 3-0, giving up 12 goals. The only African nation not to qualify. Not to qualify for round 32. Holland qualified with 7 points, top Group F, 2 wins and a tie. Nihong had a win and 2 ties themselves for 5 points for second. Sweden, win, loss, tie. They got in with 4 points. Group G, Belgium and Egypt both scored 5 points. Belgium and Egypt did tie head-to-head, and then goal differential, Belgium were the best, and Belgium proved that they were not overachievers. Although I called them that after that 0-0 tie with Iran. Iran, of course, got bit. Their late winner against Egypt was called back because of offside by like a shoe, which was like, what the heck? And that actually ruined Iran because Iran was hoping for Algeria and Austria to have a result. and then New Zealand went out with only 1 point. I mean, New Zealand, their game has been terrible for New Zealand because New Zealand, this they got to not with these three World Cup games without a win. The Kiwis have nine World Cup matches and 3 appearances without a win. That ties Honduras for the most for a team that's never won at the World Cup. Group H, Spain won 2 and tied 1, which was amazing. Spain was the only team to win a game. Everything else was ties. There were 4 ties out of the 6 group stage games, which is not a World Cup record, by the way. The World Cup record for most ties in one group in a group stage is 5 for the 1990 Group F that had Holland, Ireland, England, and Egypt. England beat Egypt for the only result. Holland and Ireland tied 3 times, and they had to use a coin flip to decide who won second place for purposes. And Ireland got lucky, and then Ireland played Romania, and then under 16 beat them, and then Holland had to face Germany. Oh, man down, man down. We got Spain 7 points. Cape Verde, Cabo Verde, whatever you want to call it, 3 ties. They end up second place with 3 points. Uruguay and Saudi Arabia lost the match and tied twice. So yeah, in Uruguay, kind of was ahead of Saudi Arabia for 3rd place anyway. It didn't really matter, but yeah, Cape Verde shocked there. A lot of people. I mean, Uruguay got fucked. France, Norway, Senegal, and Iraq. Group I, that was the only group that had no ties in it. France went 3-0, Norway 2-1, Senegal 1-2, and Iraq 0-3. So, anyway, that was just amazing and all that. Senegal got in with 1 win, 2 losses because of goal differential, as it turned out. Group J, Argentina scored 3 straight wins. Austria and Algeria actually tied, but goal differential was the key, and Austria took second place. Algeria did take third with 4 points and got in. Jordan with no wins at all. In Group K, Uzbekistan went 0-3. They were close against Congo. They did score the first goal against them. Colombia won the group with 7 points, 2 wins, and a tie. Portugal, a win and 2 ties, took second. And DR Congo 1-1-1. Especially that tie with Portugal was huge because they got them in and all that. Take away that tie, I think they would not have won. And then Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. Panama with no wins. They were 0-3. They gave up only 4 goals. They gave up less goals than Croatia did. And Croatia's in the round of 32. Panama's not. England won twice and tied once. Croatia 2-1. Oh, okay, shot. Crap, nice save. Yeah, Croatia 2-1. Ghana all ones. A win, a loss, and a tie for them. So that's what happened. Half an hour play, no score in this game. So yeah. So the 3rd place teams: Congo, Sweden, Ghana, Ecuador, Bosnia, Algeria, Paraguay, and Senegal. Goal differential with the 3 points: Senegal +2, Iran was 0, South Korea -1, and Scotland was -3. So thankfully for that, yep, tying 3 times didn't really work so much. So yeah, everything starts today. We actually don't get a day off of soccer until the day between the round 16 and the quarterfinals. And then between the last quarterfinal and the semifinals, there's 2 days of rest. The finals July 19th. Can't wait. Leo Messi has 6 goals for Argentina. He's the leader in the Golden Boot for most goals. Vinny Jr., Dembele, Mbappe, and Haaland all have 4 each. One. Vinny for Brazil, Dembele, Mbappe for France, and Norway's Haaland. Elijah just had 3 goals for New Zealand, and he's out. So there were 10 people with 3 goals, and they're in the tournament. There were 12 own goals in the tournament. All that. Yes, Swane had a major foul against Mexico and was booted for the rest of Group A and the round of 32. Yeah, Egypt will be without Lachine, who had 2 yellow cards in 3 matches. Paraguay doesn't have Diego Gomez against Germany, and he's pretty good, isn't he? He's a midfielder for Brighton. Yeah, he's the only guy and Swane to not play in the round of 32. Oh. So anyway, yeah, when Ecuador played Germany, it's the highest cumulative attendance in World Cup history, 3.6 million spectators. Venues had an occupancy rate of 99.7% for the first 60 matches. All that. Controversies and all that. Yes, we don't have any like historical events and all that. Yeah, there were a lot of people saying all these things. So that's kind of awkward. So no score through 33 minutes of play, two 45-minute halves, and then unlike the group stage, if the game is tied after 90 minutes plus stoppage, you go to extra time. Oh, Saliba. Oh, shoot. Yeah, the angle. Over the corner. Haha, you slept. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's our ball. Nice job by Johnston. Yeah. In Canada, this will be interesting. Yeah, that's right. Games don't have to end in 2 hours. They'll probably go longer to prolong the agony, as people call it. So anyhow, so what ends up happening. Yeah, the problem with backpassing is that the attacking team can try to pick up on that. Anyway, oh, he had to kick it, so that's gonna be a corner and all that. So yeah, well, that yeah, yeah. So that's just the point. I know some people are probably gonna go in and out, saying, "Oh, we have to." Yeah, you can watch the stream without commenting. Like, I mean, I did that yesterday and no one commented except for me. But yeah, it'll be up. It'll still be up on the network and all that. So it'll still be up on Cutter Historical under the live feed. And some people are going to be confused. You want to watch my live streams and all that, and all that. Like if you go onto my channel, all that you see the videos. It's like he didn't do a live stream. Let him wire. But no, YouTube likes to put it under live and all that. It confuses me too because I want to see where my stuff is, and then they'll just say, "Well, oh, it's under live." I'm like, "Oh, okay, makes sense to me." So yeah, I plan to do live stream, of course, for England against DR Congo at noon hour. Canada, if they qualify, they'll play on Saturday at 4 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, I'll still watch. I'll still do a stream for that for sure. And England, well, they would be playing Sunday night. That would be a stream. It does kind of mess up my video recording things in a sense, but I can always just maneuver around it. I've got time, especially with Wednesday being, a holiday. I'm home. I can actually broadcast some stuff. I can record some stuff and all that. And then the 7th, I actually have the day off because I have to go to the dentist for 11 o'clock. So I have time to do other stuff and all that. So that's just what happens. So yeah, everything likes to be difficult and all that. So yeah, so we'll score. Yeah, all the camera angles you see, it's not TSN, it's the FIFA World Feed and all that. And that woman, it's like she has false teeth because you see the gums. There's Dwayne De Rosario. Well, yeah, there's a card that says De Rosario. I mean, Dwayne De Rosario was a pretty good player for Canada back in the 2000s and 2010s. He won 2 MLS titles in his career, which was great. And then of course Canada 2010s was a massively dark period for Canada. We were like 80th in the world at one point. We just couldn't beat Honduras, and we got ahead ass over tea kettle 8-2 one time. Canada, we actually went through a very dark period of soccer. Of course, in the 2010s. Oof. It's a foul, and is it a card? I don't know. Well, he did tap the ball. The player did, and he's angry saying he got the ball. But fortunately for him, it's not a card. All that you gotta be mindful because you don't want to get a card for dissent. A yellow card for dissent. Everyone's cards actually reset. Like after the group stages, if you picked up a yellow card, you actually get it erased for the knockout stages, but 2 yellow cards, and you're practically gone for the next game. Well, if your team gets eliminated, then you have to serve it elsewhere. Up and no. It hit the net, the top of the net. I'm just a little nervous because, Canada 0-0 with South Africa. Canada was 0-0 with Switzerland at the end of the half, and then Switzerland scored 2 goals within the first 15 minutes of the half. So, yeah. I kind of have to do OOTP Legends League Baseball. I have to do ASG Golf. Up, double bundle. I think it's 50-50 with the foul and all that. Yeah, I have to do tennis. I have to do golf. I have to do OOTP baseball. Other than that, I don't have anything else to worry about. I should be able to get all 3 things done after the game. Because if everything goes according to plan, it'll be about 5:10 or something like that. Like 5:15, do one sport, and then, well, that's half an hour, and then tennis will be about 30 to 40 minutes, and then golf will be 20 to 30. Match momentum, yeah, it's a massive match momentum. Only I wish they just give Canada the red for the match momentum. Oh, oh. Phooey, we had a shot at it. So close. We had it. What's it, Johnston? Johnston was trying to get in on it's a corner. So anyway, here we go. No score. Well, they're telling them no Archie Barchie in the box with the fouls. Letter! Oh! Ah! Where's the ball? Jeez. Goalie made a couple of key saves. Wow. That was close. We almost had it. Don't you just hate it when it's like inches away from the net? Let's see. The goalie missed the first shot, but the defender was there, and then he made himself big. He missed 6. Oh, number 6. Modiba off the line. That would have been a goal. Bombito had a shot at it. Oh, yeah, Bombito would have scored the goal, and then Johnston bumped into his own guy, and then Buchanan had a shot. Tejon did, and he missed. Anyway. Miller. Shoot, do something. Oh, are they going to call? Oh, no. Eustachio saying penalty. Nope. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. They want a penalty check. They want a check on Luria. They want a check. Are they gonna check for a penalty? 3 minutes of added time, but are they gonna check for a penalty? On Luria, watch. Oh, he bumped him, but he got the ball first as well, so I don't think it's a penalty. It would be nice, but no, I think he tapped the ball, I think. Number 12. Number 20. Yeah, I think he tapped the ball first and then got Luria with his legs. So I don't think it's a penalty. But they might look. Pinero's gonna probably check. Are they gonna check? Or what's gonna happen? Oh, they might check. He's asking the VAR people what anything. I think the referees just explained to Eustachio that he kind of got the ball first. I think that's what they're saying. Yep, no penalty. I think he got the ball first and then clattered into Luria, which basically means that if you get the ball first and then you clatter him by accident, then that's definitely not a foul. Man, can't imagine if you're in Los Angeles, you get a game at 3:00 Eastern time or noon local time. I know the Atlanta. Nope. Put the pressure on him. So yeah. So it doesn't look good for Canada to score before the half. I mean, at least it's 0-0. So Canada at least has something to go by. They were down 1-0 to Bosnia Herzegovina at the half. They were up 3-0 against Qatar at the half, and they were 0-0 with Switzerland at the half. And the final halftime show. I hate that they put on some kind of stupid halftime show. It's going in. Oh, that's a trip. Oh, really? That should have been a penalty. That should have been a penalty. What do you think? Head tennis. No. Ah, you got balked. No card, though, I don't think. Well, they're going to probably call for halftime. You got that one, like, Panero. What's he going to do? What's he saying? Yeah, so it looks like we got ourselves halftime. Yeah, Marsh is not too happy. That should have been a check, at least a check for a penalty, if anything. Canada is complaining about a couple of missed calls and all that. I don't blame them one bit. Like, yeah, I don't completely blame Canada one bit for complaining, thinking that they got bit. So, yeah, I got things to worry about, people to see, people to care about. So, yeah, so nothing doing at the half. So, Canada's got to get something going. Remember, a tie after 90 minutes means we go to extra time, 30 minutes. So, anyway. Yeah, so this weekend's been big. I've had to do the NCAA football tournament of the team from the 1990s, and there were a couple of road teams winning by blowout. And then I did the NFL one, and there were a couple of close ones in essence. So there's going to be a key matchup there. Did PC replay during 1975 and seeing Boston choke everything and Baltimore winning the division to face Kansas City in the AL and the NL Cincy versus Pittsburgh. So anyway, got that going. And of course, I did Simpsons yesterday. I did the Simpsons Unhinged. I talked about the episode Homer's phobia, in which they talk about Homer's phobia of homosexuality and all that. And so like the whole episode was big and all that. And that was, yeah, I described it as the episode. I described, Bart does some kind of Powerball lottery thing with the driver, but it ruptures the gas line. He tries to get out of it by saying force majeure. And then Homer has to drop pennies to the gas thing, but it falls and heads for China, as he claims it. And then Marge decides to sell a Civil War figurine to repair the gas line. However, the guy at Cockamamie's, John, played by John Waters, the king of trash, if you will, basically says that it's a whiskey bottle. So anyway, John comes over to The Simpsons and likes a lot of stuff and actually becomes very chummy towards Homer. Homer wants him and his wife to come by more often. However, Marge sees it that he's not that type of person. Homer doesn't really care until she blurts out that he's a homosexual. So basically, he goes off the deep end with his stuff. I mean, Marge should have kept her mouth shut in essence, but better know now than ever. So Homer then refuses to go on that tour for John and says he likes his homosexuals flaming. And basically, he's upset that he's trying to make his family gay and all that. And everything. So he presses them for stuff, and Bart's got that sap gun, and Homer's not too pleased about it. And then Bart starts wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and he practically says, "Where did you get that shirt, boy?" "I don't know, it just came out of the closet." Huh. And then is upset when Bart chooses um, candy with pink frosting instead of chocolate frosting or green frosting, if you will. But I mean, Homer. I think Bart purposely picked the pink frosting because he saw Homer nod towards it, and he wants to screw Homer over. Homer doesn't see it that way. He starts to eat his pillow, and he tells Marge that he caught Bart with the Hawaiian shirt, and says there are only two types of people wearing it: gay people and big fat party animals. And he's like, "Bart's no big fat party animal. So if you wore it, it would be okay." And then Homer says, "Yeah, exactly." And then he basically tries to blame Marge for everything, saying, do you have to act feminine around the boy?" However, Marge refuses to take the bait and practically says that, maybe it's because you're not spending enough time with film. So Homer decides that he should take Marge's advice. Unfortunately, though, he catches Bart in a bouffant wig, dancing to the Cher song, Shoop, Shoop, Shoop. And then, of course, that means that, Homer flies up the handle. He then confronts John and goes into a tirade about how gay people have ruined the Navy. They've ruined names like Lance and Julian and all that, and says that you can't call yourself queer because that's our name for you. We need it. Of course, this is 1998, I must say. Things have changed since then, but that was the Simpsons episode I talked about because of Gay Pride Week, of Pride Month ending. And it was in my to-do pile. I have a to-do pile? Actually, I do have a to-do pile. Tee hee. So that's everything. People are probably just shopping around for streams of this game and all that. Of course, the TV's off because we're at halftime. I don't need to know some halftime analysis. Canada must score. That's all the halftime shit I need to know about. So hopefully Canada does what England does, have a crappy first half, but then have a great second half and win the game. Because you can't tie these games. You can only win. It's like, what the frick? Yes. So yeah, getting back to that episode that I reviewed yesterday, about that, and then he says he would take Bart back. So he decides to plunk Bart in front of a cigarette with scantily clad ladies to try to get his reaction, try to get him back on the side. And Bart wants to have some cigarettes. "Okay, what's your brand?" "Anything slim." And Homer says, "That didn't work." Well, Homer should have looked at the advertisement because it says for Larry Slims. Did he not realize that? So anyway, he takes Bart to a steel mill, but unfortunately it doubles as a club, and Homer is scared away. Homer talks to Moe and Barney in the pub, but they basically said, "Homer, you didn't know that?" Of course, it does speak, and I never mentioned this in the full episode, that Homer at times tends to take his friends' words for gospel instead of common sense / his family. So they decide to take Bart deer hunting to make him a man, although Bart does insult the idea, saying that a group of men together and all that seems kind of gay. That is the wrong attitude, young man. Kind of an attitude. However, Marge and Lisa, I think, kind of understand what Homer's up to. So they go hunting. They can't do anything about it. They can't find anything. And then Bart's asleep in the car, and Homer feels like he's failed. Moe basically says, "Oh, that's okay. You still have Lisa. Let's make her a man. She won't go with me. She's a vegetarian," because this is a season 8 episode, and season 7 was when she turned into a vegetarian. And Moe says, "You and Marge aren't cousins, are you?" Although it's been hinted, because the one, Who Shot Mr. Burns, when I talked about Who Shot Mr. Burns, one thing did come to mind. When the fact about Simpson DNA came up, Lisa says that basically Marge is actually free from the problems because she's a Bouvier. However, Marge says that no, when I married your father, I had to take some of his DNA. And Lisa rolls her eyes. It's possible that Marge actually does have a family connection with Homer and all that. It's possible. So regardless of what ends up happening, Bart is told to shoot reindeer. Well, they go to the reindeer sanctuary. Bart refuses to, and Homer demands he does something. And then you hear a click, but it's the reindeer antlers going together. And so now Bart's in deep trouble because they find him. Homer decides to protect Bart. Instead, he gets tenderized. Fortunately, though, the Japanese Santa Claus that John had with him actually scare off the reindeer. And he said he knew because the poor sound quality and the fact that, Santa Claus is their master happens. That'll be fine. Moe and Barney end up angry that John saved them, and basically Moe contemplates what. However, Homer has nothing to do with it and protects John and all that. And basically, John begrudgingly accepts Homer's failed apology. Lisa basically says that Homer is as tolerant as possible. And then Homer tells Bart in the car that any way you live your life is okay by me. Bart doesn't understand it. Lisa then breaks it to him, saying that Homer thinks that he's gay. And then Bart has a revelation. So anyway, yeah, this episode kind of juggles a father's weird views on things. Of course, I talked about how Homer was still anti-gay for the episode 3 Gates of the Condo when he overreacts to the revelation that Marge only stayed with him because she was pregnant with Bart. So he rents out. He goes to a place with 2 gay people, and he practically even says, I don't know what will win out, my newfound love for things or my old-fashioned prejudices, because, they're gay. However, Homer, for some strange reason, finds true love with the gay people and all that, and is questioning himself. Of course, Marge worries that Homer takes the gay life seriously and doesn't want to come home. Come home, Homer. Come home. So anyway, just as Homer even says that maybe alcohol is the problem, Moe gives him alcohol poisoning, realizing he's going to lose Homer as a customer. So anyway, got all that, and then came that gay marriage episode. That Springfield was low on money because Bart had basically pranked this guy who had kind of immense powers and ruined the town in a sense. So practically, they accept gay marriage, and Reverend Lovejoy refuses to help because, it's not in his description to marry gay people. And then Mayor Quimby basically says that Lovejoy's an idiot because he could easily make bank on these people. Homer sees these people, but only as dollar signs to get a big screen TV. And of course, what's ironic is that he had a sign saying death before gay marriage. So he practically, is selling up for the almighty dollar and gets into the gay stereotypes and all that stuff. So anyway, he ends up marrying Patty, who attempts to marry Patty to this girl named Veronica. Marge, of course, is shocked that Patty is gay and all that. Fortunately, though, Veronica is exposed as a man, and Patty refuses to marry him. I don't know why you want to sneak onto the ladies' golf thing. What? Pathetic. This is from a guy you're talking about. Radiger. So yeah, so that's just pure stupidity by that guy. Yeah. I got to do the next one on Wednesday. Canada Day, I have the day off, so I'm doing a Canada-based episode. I'm calling it, the episode's called Doe Canada from season 30. That's the episode in which Homer and the family have to go to Niagara Falls to use their travel points unless they roll over. And then Lisa tries to take out Bart in a bumper ball thing, but didn't realize that the wind was going to push her into Niagara Falls, and Canada and the U.S. battled for them, but it ends up being the Canadians that end up getting it. And they basically ask Lisa about America, and she says bad things, and Marge tries desperately to shut her up and all that, and Lisa is in on her asylum rules and all that. So she enjoys her Canadian school and all that. Marge is frantically trying to get Lisa back to America for some effed up reason. And then, Marge manages to sneak across the border, take Lisa back, and basically said that it's your choice, but you look out about things. And, Marge becoming a pain in the ass. Well, she does have psychological problems, which I touched upon in the Kill Gill episode and all that. And what makes Marge psychologically scarred. And then, of course, I will be doing a 4th of July episode, the Bart Mangle Banner, in which Bart gets deafened by a inoculation. And he competes in donkey basketball against the staff members, but forgets, doesn't hear the anthem, so he taunts a donkey who literally eats his shorts. So basically, everyone hates Bart and his family for that thing, even though that Bart didn't do it on purpose. And of course, they blow everything out of proportion for their own good. And Bart goes on a talk show and tries to explain himself, but the talk show host is more interested in trying to expose the Simpsons and basically said, you think America's better than Jesus, right? And then Marge makes things worse, and actually Springfield ends up being punished because of the Springfield things. And of course, the America Knows Best Act is parodied and lampooned because, the whole thing gives people unprecedented access to destroy people who say bad things about America. And this is 2003, mind you, when this happened. Of course, I talk about that episode and, America and the freedoms and, how Springfield, the Springfield writers were trying to expose the overreaction to the whole Simpson thing. Well, I guess there's time. I guess they're ready for the second half. Yep, didn't miss much of the second half. First minute is gone, but that's okay. So Canada is shooting from right to left. South Africa from left to right. South Africa in yellow. Canada in black. Canada needs to win this game. This would be big because, both Canada and South Africa have yet to be in part of a World Cup knockout game. But it would be big for both nations to get a World knockout game. It's almost for sure that whoever wins this game, even if it is South Africa, which I'm hoping it's not, obviously, that whoever wins will have a tough time because Holland and Morocco have to play tomorrow night, and that's the opponent. That's the next opponent for Canada or South Africa on Saturday. Yeah, it's supposed to be up. It's supposed to be 29 degrees tomorrow, and then jump all the way up to 34 on Wednesday. So, are they doing the wave now? Why? Oh, oh no. Uh, uh, I'm gonna rewind. I gotta kind of rewind. I gotta show this to Bill. Actually, does it? That's actually a funny picture. Actually, no. I'm gonna rewind that one sec. Yeah, that's a good picture. All right, I'm gonna send Bill another picture. I didn't miss anything. Thank goodness for that. I have memories to look back on. No, I don't. I already checked my memories. I already checked my memories thing. Bill will probably appreciate that picture. I sent him. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I shouldn't really be laughing at misfortune, but I mean, when you do the Mexican wave, make sure your phone's right there with you, or you tape the wave and don't take part in it. Oh. That's right. Canada's going right to left. It takes me a while to realize when teams switch halves, which way they're going. It's like hockey, too. Although I said it right. I mean, it would be big if Canada could just beat South Africa and all that. I don't really have any South African connections and all that, so you know, brutal. Of course, a lot of people associate South Africa with apartheid. Still, I mean, that happened in the '60s through the '90s, basically giving the minority whites all the power and all that, which was pathetic and got South Africa kicked out of major events and all that until they apologized. South Africa didn't get to the Olympics till 1992, 2 years after they broke that apartheid thing. Bad header. Bad header. I would spank the ball if I were them. Oh, now what? Oh, the shirt tug and all that. Yeah, he doesn't realize he's shirt tugging. He could have easily got yellow card, Mario. but they didn't punish him. Thank goodness. Yeah, the thought about me going to Chuck's Roadhouse by my work actually did appeal to me, but then the way the buses are, only one bus every half hour and all that. If you miss that bus, you're really screwed and all that. Buses don't go that much on Sundays. That's the problem. Just a refresher. Canada beat Qatar, lost to Switzerland, tied Bosnia Herzegovina. In the meantime, South Africa beat Korea, lost to Mexico, tied Czechia. So both teams with 4 points in essence. Can't just shove them like that. That could easily give you a yellow card. Yeah, I got to work next week in sweltering heat at the soil compound. Actually, the soil compound is not as busy as it was in May. So practically, I'm going to be probably thankful in a sense because I'll be out of the heat, but I will also be working in receiving with the trucks and all that because that's where I usually am. It's receiving. But there's also, of course, the problem with going to the soil compound from the warehouse and all that because I'm on the other side of the building. Leva got yellow carded. Freak. Oh, what's that? And you can tell I'm tense. Oh no! Oh. Hmm. Yeah, of course, it's very vexing in essence. And this is the first knockout game of the tournament between Canada and South Africa. Yeah. To me, it actually works out better because on Thursday, it would have been like, what the hey? Because of the fact that the game would have started at 11 Eastern Time or 8 Pacific in Vancouver, and, Canada would probably have lost to Algeria. But you never know. So, anyway, yeah, that's infantile, the FIFA president, and all that. Stacio's hurt. You may have to take him out. Oh, Alfonso's on the sidelines warming up. This could be big. Because Alfonso Davies got injured before the tournament and didn't take part in any of our group stage games. So, other people say he should have played against Switzerland. But you raised a decoy. So they might have to. Well, they'll probably take Eustachio up. Up. He's making the symbol for. He's going to probably have to replace Eustachio. People doctor. Or Eustachio. He'll have to be up the pitch. That's the wave. So Saliba's gone. They're going to put Siger in. So Papito and Saliba are gone. For the Bocalates and Siger. I don't think Siger played for Canada. Yeah, in this World Cup. I know Luke number 4 did. He started the first game. Good thing that Canada has 5 substitutions because Elster, no. Alfonso should be coming in soon. Anyway. David. Oh, surround it. Stackill. Miller. Miller. Oh, nope. I call it foul, but he said he got the ball. Yeah, better be careful, Cornelius. He could easily get yelled. Ticky tacky. That's for sure. That's brutal. Boy, this is like vexing. Like 0-0. Canada's got to get the urgency out there. That's for sure. Miller, look out. Nope. So anyhow, there's Degree. Yeah. Yeah, Degree. That's what the the deodorant is called. Not Rexona, not whatever that other freaking name is. It's Degree. I use potato chips. I know I'm breaking the rules by eating Doritos, which I don't think is a Lay's brand. Oh, I think Cambridge, but yeah. Frito Lay, yeah. Yeah, Frito Lay is Lay's. Yeah, that counts. So that works. Oh, no. Ooh. Wide. Phew. Counts on target 4-1 for Canada. So you know that's our ball and our chances. So anyway. Okay, here we go. 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 No. Did Tejan touch the ball? Nope. Nope. He did not touch the ball. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that went over his foot. So anyway, yeah. This is just like unbelievable. Canada in a knockout game. It's funny. Canada is in a knockout game before Scotland. South Africa's in a knockout game before Scotland. It's funny. All the teams that made a knockout stage, all that. So anyway, oh, that was a brutal shot. Like that little thing said of those 6 countries that have never been to the knockout stages but are in the knockout stages, like South Africa, Canada, Cape Verde, DR Congo. Oh, get him. Oh. Oh, he's got a chance. Oh, stop. Oh. Well, that was a great defensive play by 14. Well, he got back to the ball. It's a corner, but it could have been worse. Miller had a chance. It was nice passing. Number 12, he had the ball off the player. Oh. Nice stop by Williams. And then the defender chopped back in time because there was Jonathan David who was looking for goal number 4. But the good news for Canada is it's a corner kick. Stockhill. All right, let's see if we can get this going. Oh. So nerve-wracking, of course. Shoot. Oh. Oh, come on. You didn't even touch him. Are they going hydration break? Probably. Yeah, it's hydration break or something. What's the referee do? Yeah, hydration break. haven't happened. Stupid Long Island. Just nerve wracking though. Yeah, done that. And they're done that. It's just nerve wracking. In Los Angeles. Yep, and then they have to head to Houston on the 4th of July if Canada wins. Well, obviously, Canada has to win. Because where this game gets either Holland or Morocco, those guys play in Guadalajara tomorrow night, so that would be brutal. All that. So, well, we'll see. There's a substitution. Oh, there's Promise David. There's Promise David. And Schaffelberg. So Miller out for Schaffelberg, who they call us the East Coast Messi. Well, and number 12 is out too. Can't pronounce his last name. Owasaye is out. Miller for Promise David and Schaffelberg. So Canada will only have one substitute left. Will Alfonso Davies be the one substitution for Canada? There's still one more to go. I think the wait. If we go to extra time, I think the rule is that you get an extra substitution though too. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah. This is brutal. Oh, it bounced behind him. If it didn't bounce that way, then I think Canada had a shot. Seager got a yellow card. Oh, he tangled him up. I don't think South Africa had a yellow card. Guy with a yellow card. No, I think one. Oh no. Oh good. Just punch it up. Yeah, Canada's got one substitution in regulation and then an extra one. It goes to 90 minutes. Yeah, South Africa had, I think, two appearances in the World Cup. 98, they got in, and then 2010, they got in as the host and became the first host to fail to make the knockout stages, which was pretty brutal. Oh, put the pressure on. Yeah, South Africa has not made a substitution yet. Go for it. No. Oh, it's brought back. Yeah, no. Over the bar. Oh, Tajon out. There's Davies. Hopefully he's okay. Well, the Canadian fans are happy because Alfonso Davies is back. Will this be a big help for Canada? Well, we'll see what happens. Yep. Bayern Munich paid a lot to get Davies out of Vancouver. Davies, kick, shot. Oh, jeez, that was so close. Wow, that was a good pass. Promised David. Oh, if it was straight, that was in the net, but that curved by a little bit. Yeah, if it was straight, I think he probably would have had it. Wow, that's brutal. Brutal. Yeah. Doug Bell, Alfonso Davies scored the first goal in Canadian history in the World Cup in 2022 against Croatia. In the first like 90 seconds, and then freaking Canada got butt whipped 4-1 by Croatia, who are in this tournament. They play Portugal on Thursday in Toronto. Yeah, though the two out of 32 games Canada has are both on Thursday. Should have been on Canada Day, if you will. Expected goals 1.1 to 0.1 women for South Africa. That proves that Canada should be scoring and South Africa can't be scoring. I wonder how much they put weight on Promise David's shot. He was the guy who did score for Canada in 2026. Yeah, in the third game against Switzerland. To make it 2-1, and he almost scored again. Canada's got good confidence. Davies. Davies. Shot. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Tried to force the goalie to make the save and then go out of bounds. Well, they're pressing. Canada's pressing, at least. Well, we'll see what ends up happening. Davies off. South Africa knows the threat that Canada's pressing right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's out of play, but yeah. Man, I'm excited for a few round of 32 games. I mean, Cape Verde facing Argentina. That's the ultimate David versus Goliath battle. I mean, Cabo Verde did tie Spain, so I don't think they're worried. They put a 2-2 tie on Uruguay. Did they? Can't remember. And that's right, they did. They tied Uruguay 2-2, which was a shock to a lot of people because that proved to be the big moment why they took second in the group and got to the round of 32 instead of being third place. Gotta shoot quickly, guys, because the South African player can deflect it. Well, let's see. Davies? I don't know. I'm trying everything. Oh, ah, that wasn't gonna work. And bad pass by South Africa. So nothing doing. Canada is putting the rate of play, but they just can't produce yet. So that's just how it goes. So anyway, yeah. All right. Let's see what happens, David. Pass. Oh, a chance. Chance. Oh. Last 10 minutes before stoppage time and before potential extra time. Ugh, that would be crazy. Free kick for South Africa. Yeah, I don't know what South Africa is going to be doing. I don't think they have made a substitution yet. Yeah, I think they're waiting to see if they had to go the extra time. Jonathan David, nice shot, but the goalie palmed it away. He could have put it a little bit higher, and that would have went in the net. But you don't want to put it too high because that means you don't have anything. Oh, oh, oh. Ah, nope. And it was outside anyway. Yep, it was outside. Yeah, it's just vexing and all that. So Canada and South Africa, 8 minutes left in normal time. Then they'll have stoppage time, for stoppages, and then comes extra time if needed. And then after 30 minutes, if no one has won the game, then we go to the dreaded penalty shootouts and all that. Back, get back. Oh, oh. He's not gonna give up. No, he doesn't. Up there, where's it going? Schaffelberg. Oh, but they saw that coming. Ugh, vexing. Very, very vexing. All that. And now, let's see what happens. I tripped. No, they play advantage. If South Africa had the ball, then they probably would have whistled for a free kick. Anyway. Ugh. Can imagine all the farting going on right now. But yeah, it's just crazy. No score, South Africa and Canada taking on each other. And so, yeah, this is impressive. So 0-0 tie. So anyway, back to the keeper. You gotta be nervous if you're Canada. Like me. So, oh, what a stop! And he made the catch. Well, great job by Crepo. Nice stop. Nice stop right there. He had the chance. Crepo had to hold on to it. Other Schaffelberg. David Schaffelberg. Nope. All that. So anyway, up they're coming back. They're coming back. Oh, it bundled. Davies bumped off the ball, but he's not giving up. Oh yeah. You were the best area. Rangers and Moremi are coming in 15-8 for South Africa. 5 for 17 and 12 for 8, I guess. So the question of everyone's lips will be if, those changes might help South Africa. And Masako and Makopa are out. And that means Moremi Rainers. So they have two subs. Okay, so they made one substitution I didn't see. And in extra time, there'll be an extra one in case we go extra time. Nice play. Oh, he bundled him. He bundled him. Oh, what? Oh, come on. That was a foul. Oh, that was a foul. And, yeah, Laria. But was that that was a foul by Laria. Question is, was that a foul in Schaffelberg? They got to have the camera on that one. Stacchio. Up high and wide. 3 minutes of that, of second half time left, and then they go to stoppage time. And if no one scores in that, then we have the dreaded 30 minutes of extra time. Basically, most goals in 30 minutes wins. You don't have to. It's not first goal wins. It's usually second goal wins. Anyway, Stacchio for Davies. Yeah, that was a little bit too much of a short pass by Davies. Anyway, uh-oh. See what happens here. Anyway. Tried to kick it away. Yeah, it's very intense because of the whole that Canada should be able to beat South Africa. Anyway. Oh no! Good defending, good defending. and a bump by South Africa. Well, I don't know how much stoppage time will happen. The question remains: is will South Africa play for a stoppage for extra time? 5 minutes, a matter of time. Okay. So let's see down there. Yeah. So anyway, see what Canada does. Aim it to the left. Nice play. Well, we'll see. So anyway, score. Schaffenberg across. They stopped it. Stackhill, don't jump. Yeah! Goal! Eustáquio! Portugal! What a shot from number 7! Lucky number 7. What a goal! Oh my goodness! Wow. I can't believe he did it. What a goal. Yes. What a pass from Schaffelberg. Well, off the defender, Eustachio had a shot, and he fouled it out to the left side. The captain. That is got to be the biggest goal in Canadian history. Because if everything, well, of course, there'll be time for a stoppage and all that. But man, what a shot. Wow. There's still time for South Africa to equalize. Like there's a few minutes, up to 5 minutes still up, but they'll probably tack on a little, like 20, 30 seconds because of the goal. They always do that. Wow. Now they can, are they going to break out? That is a big goal. Biggest goal in Canadian history at the point. Oh, come on. Why is there no foul? Why is there no whistle? That's a foul. It doesn't have to be yellow card. It's just a foul. No, don't back pass. Don't back pass. Idiotic. I would not back pass, especially with the fact that South Africa could come back. Stackio up high. Does he have a chance for David? Nope. Sorry. Man, oh man. That's just amazing. Mine's not exactly, buddy. Let's kill some clock, guys. Still time. There's still time for South Africa to make a charge. Oh, up them. Shufflebird, just dump it down. Good job. Good job. I think they're saying there's an added time or something. Just kick it out. Just do something, guys. South Africa's got possession. There's going to be some time added on. Holy. This is nerve-wracking. Very nerve-wracking. Very nerve-wracking. All right. Play one-on-one, guys. That's all you have to do. All you really have to do. Header. Away. Tap it out. Tap it out. Tap it out. That might do it. Oh. What's it going to do? They got time. They got time. Ah! Yes! I think that did it. Now he's got to blow his whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. It's over! Canada is going to round of 16. There is a soccer miracle. Stoppage time goal and Canada moves on. You got to feel bad for South Africa. They deserve to make it to the round of 32 with that win over Korea on the final group stage game. Canada survives 1-0. That was a good game by all and all that. You got to feel bad for South Africa, but, you know, they had a chance. They really did. And that is the final score. Canada 1, South Africa 0. What a time to be alive. Gotta take a photo here. I get it? I don't. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got it. Hopefully I got it. Let's see here. And that will do it. Canada is going to the round of 16, probably to get stomped on. But it doesn't matter. I mean, a win's a win. That's what everyone says. That's the old adage. A win's a win. And we did it. Canada is going on to the round of 16. By a score of 1-0. It wasn't easy, but a win's a win. So we did it. That will be obviously in my top 10 round of 32 games. Has to be. So Canada will be going to Houston in the first round of 16 game at 1 o'clock. Question is, tomorrow, who will it be? Will it be the Dutch or will it be Morocco, who Canada will have to worry about? I'm actually hoping it's a Dutch. In Morocco, I famously said Canada better beat Morocco 4 years ago. Well, I was dead wrong and all that. So yeah, amazing, just plain amazing. Canada wins the game 1-0. Boy, the luck of the draw, if you will, got us there. I think if we played Algeria, we probably would have lost, but we did it. We're going to the round of 16. That's how it goes. Canada's soccer dream is still alive. We did it. So that will be the end of the stream. And love it or not, Canada will be going to the round of 16 in the World Cup 1-0. The next stream is Wednesday at Din Din time. Eastern time is England will take on DR Congo. And of course, I have to switch shirts. But anyway, that's all I've got. I'm Jeff Diamond. Thanks for watching. Adieu and be kind to each other.